India. That institute has belong to planning of India. His area of research is includes the development, academic leadership, Southern Asian migration and diaspora, Gulf social demography, issue of the higher education and minorities. He has published more than 10 books and over 60 research papers in reputed national and international journals. He is and edited. He is contributed for the book editing chapter also. He has presented 100 papers in more than 100 papers in several conferences, that is international and national. He has visited many and like as USA, UK, France, Germany, Denmark. With this brief introduction, that a session that is not a session, this is an interactive session that is based on the student diversity and education. Sir, these brief words, I again warm welcome you and request you to start with your session. Sir, please.
Thank you so much indeed for having provided this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts and become the part of this great event organized by this great institution of higher learning in our own country. I hope you all are listening to me very clearly. My voice
Yes,
is
sir.
clear to you all.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much to the director of this MMTT Center who has provided this opportunity to share my thoughts and experiences with the learned gathering. I don't know the number of the size of the participants, but I know that they all are academics and scholars who are going to interact with me. Means here I'm not going to teach per se, rather I'm going to share my thoughts and views, and definitely you all would have some questions, queries, observations, and anything you like. So what I would plan to do this thing is that first of all I will speak, and definitely I will give enough chance or time to interact with all of you. You all know that very recently, in the sense that this program has begun under the name of MMTTC, means NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program. And it has been said and it has been decided that 1.5 million teachers who are teaching, who are making research in the domain of higher education need to be trained or need to be exposed these kind of new themes or contemporary issues. So you all know that 8 themes have been decided. So one of the themes is a student diversity and inclusive education. Like that, you must have had the interaction on the Indian knowledge system and academic leadership, governance and management, and many more like research and development. So, like these 8 themes have been decided, which are going to fulfill the requirements, and those which are going to basically uh, understood. Means we these themes, if we discuss, we will very well understand the relevance and the importance and the significance of this national education policy 2020, because we need, now we have a very good kind of policy or progressive policy. What is now required is to implement it in toto, in the sense, that true sense of the term, that must be implemented for the benefit of this great nation. We all know that in terms of education, more specifically in the quality of education, higher education, we have been left behind as compared to other society, as compared to a highly industrialized country of the world. So we need to catch up. For that, we need to develop our own infrastructure, our own education system, so that it would meet the requirement of this contemporary time or contemporary phases. So here it has been well recognized that it could be only made possible if the teachers, like all of us or like all of you, if they come forward and start playing their proactive role. Of course, there's no doubt we are playing our role, But now the time has come that we should play rather more significant and more proactive role in this area, because education, more specifically the higher education, has been recognized and it has been well acknowledged that the engine of growth or the instrument of growth and development and the progress, or to bringing peace and stability in the society. The role of the education, more specifically the higher education, is found to be very, very significant and very profound. And who is basically the driver? Let me tell you the driver of this higher education. We, the teachers, faculty, are the drivers who can take this issue at the higher level, or in a way country could be taken at the higher pedestal. So here, this kind of training like NEP orientation and sensitization program is going to play a very vital role. So it has been asked by all these MMTTC now, which was previously called UGC Human Resource Development Center, and more before that it was called Academic Staff College. So if you see the journey of this center, it's also very old in the sense that it has been catering the professional requirements of our own country for the last 3.5 decades. It all 45 academic staff college came into being in 1987, and thereafter in 2015 the number has been enhanced to 66. Now very recently it has been enhanced to 111. So we have crossed 1100 centers, means 100. 11 centers are working tirelessly, and they are making every effort so that the teachers, we the teachers, could be empowered, rather empowered more, so that this policy could do wonders. Let me tell you, because this policy is very progressive, very promising. So unless until we the teachers should come forward to take the benefits or to spread the masses, and they spread the significance of this national education policy, much benefit is not expected. So taking the benefit enormously out of this national education policy, it is the bounden duty of all of us to play our active role, so that our nation can feel proud of all of us. And taking that way into the mind, this NEP orientation or sensitization program has been organized by all these MMTC, Malware Mission Teachers Training Centers, and 8 themes have been decided. I think you all are many themes must have been covered, but 8 themes are there, to which already for illustration I have told you. And one of the themes is student diversity and inclusive education. So we will discuss deeply. But let me tell you, before we discuss this issue or this theme, these all themes are interconnected, interrelated. I mean, each one another reinforce each other because it is interconnected. If we see this theme at the global level, it is also expected to play a very important role. We all know that at the turn of the century, we all know that Millennium Development Goal, that were 8 goals, were implemented by the UN, and it was said to the world community or to the all government, internet, all government of the world, that there is some very perennial kind of issues like hunger, extreme kind of hunger, poverty, AIDS, many like gender discrimination and climate change, or environmental degradation. So many themes or many issues have come at the global level. So it was decided at the turn of the century that entire world will be engaged individually at the state level, means at the national level, even at the international level, to eradicate these social evils from the earth. And we all countries made an effort in this direction, and it was for 15 years. So it got ended, or it was ended in 2015. Thereafter, of course, many things remain in the same, in the sense that we made progress at the individual level, at the country level, at the national level, even at the international level. But these issues remain. So now, since 2015, you must have whatever the sustainable development goals. Again, 17 goals with indicators and the themes and the focus were decided. Again, poverty has not been eradicated, like unemployment, poverty, gender discrimination, and quality education is a very, very important concern. It was felt. So again, it was decided that in order to bring peace at the national level, at the international level, in order to eradicate conflict from the society, again the countries decided to work in this direction individually. If any, I think if you see these 17 goals, the last goal is related to global partnership. So what is the need of global partnership? The global partnership is for working collectively so that we can fight out of all these social evils. So I'm just giving this kind of background because by 2030 we need to uh, implement all these goals. The goals means strategy in order to eradicate these all, like poverty, unemployment, gender discrimination. Means we need to make the society gender balanced society or equitable society in terms of gender, in terms of rural. So there won't be any kind of differentiation that will create the impediments in the way of the progress and peace or stability in the society. So here eight themes are going, means here in this NEP, eight themes are going to make wonders in this area. So what I urge you all, what I request you all to kindly listen, and definitely you can pose the questions also, as because we all are the practitioners, means educational practitioners. And when we talk of education, when we talk of higher education, here we are talking of the education system as a whole, which is now considered to be one of the largest system in the world. Let me tell you, I think it is placed at the third position. Only two systems are the larger one as compared to ours. So it is one of the largest or one of the biggest system we are having. But still, if you see at our requirement level, I think again there's a serious catch over here. In terms of the quality, in terms of the expansion, in terms of the access to education, there are just so many catches, so many impediments are there. So to which we all are going to discuss. Here, two words: is student diversity and then inclusive education, means inclusion. These concepts are going to be discussed in details, to which we all are facing, and society, we all know that what kind of problems are there. So first of all, we will try to understand in some sense of this diversity. What is the meaning, the very meaning of diversity? It is inevitable, and here it is also said that diversity must be celebrated. We means we are different. Of course, when we are different, that has a positive connotation. It has been proved with the empirical evidence also, like ladies and the gents, male, female, and many more things. So God means nature has created, nature has given to all of us a unique kind of thing. So we have our own brain, the unique thought process. So if we work unitedly, we will bring wonders. So taking that spirit into the one, when we talk of the there's a big difference between differences and the diversity. Diversity is a positive, and when we talk of exclusion, we all know that. And here I will give you one example to make us understand exclusion. Means you see elite, then masses, and the rich and the poor, male and the female. Many people see here in our, we are struggling very hard to increase the gross enrollment ratio in our own country. Means I will show you all this. Just I am giving you some the generalistic kind of remarks, and just I'm problematizing also in order to put ourselves in the right perspective. So here you all know that in this national education policy, it is clearly said that we need to make the gross enrollment ratio to 50%, which is now hovering around 26, 25 to 26%. I will show you the data provided by All India Survey on Higher Education. We will discuss. So, what kind of issues are? So, there is a problem. There is a diversity in terms of region, means regional diversity, and then linguistic diversity, socio-economic diversity, means on the basis of gender, on the basis of caste, on the basis of community, we are different. But here we are going to see these things in the very positive direction. So let me now open my PPT so that we could discuss all these issues in greater details. Okay, just give me a minute. Just a minute, please. Just a second, please. Mhm. Are you hearing me? My voice is clear, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, just hold on for a second so that I could open my PPT. Just hold on for a second. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm not able to share here. It's not coming to share. Option, yeah. Had you given permission from that side to share my PPT?
Sir, this is
Hello.
open to all. Anybody can share.
But what is the problem? It's not showing on my MacBook.
Uh,
Here, it's not showing. I think नहीं आ रहा.
नीचे की
Is there? I think
scroll करो ना सर.
if since you are sharing, so just you keep your video, then it may be possible. I think you are sharing something from that side. Multiple, there won't be. Hello.
सर जी बोलिए सर.
उसको. हेलो.
जी ना सर, आपको एसेंस दिया हुआ है स्क्रीन शेयर करने के लिए.
तो यहाँ से हो नहीं रहा है ना. द थिंग इज दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू शेयर.
और सर आपको कोहोस्ट भी किया है, आप इसलिए आप तो कर सकते हैं, आपको कोहोस्ट किया है.
अब ऐसा है कि यहाँ तो आपका दिखा रहा है इट्स शोइंग.
आप सर पहले जो आपकी पीपीटी है वो ओपन कर दीजिए.
हाँ हाँ. इसको
ग्रीन कलर
कहें.
का स्क्रीन शेयर है ना,
ओके ओके ओके. देखो करेगा पहले खोल के देखो.
ओपन कर दीजिए.
ओके जस्ट अ सेकेंड. शेयर स्क्रीन इज देखो तो आप इसको बोला है. आप इसको. Hello. Hello. Can I send my PPT to you to just share from that side?
ओके सर.
I'm just because not possible. It seems not possible from here. I'm sharing
भेज दीजिए.
or without. I think PPT. Let me now explain it to you, and thereafter I will share with you. What method would be better for you all? Tell me. Hello. Hello.
हाँ जी सर, बोलिए बोलिए सर.
ये यहाँ shall I send it or shall I start without PPT?
Sir, actually your PPT is not visible, so you can start it without PowerPoint.
Yeah, I will. Let me now speak because thereafter I will share the PPT to you all of you.
Yes, sir.
It would
Yes,
be
sir.
better. It would be better. Otherwise, unnecessary time will be wasted. So I hope you all are listening to me. Okay.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Since there's a problem because I have tried many times, but it's not shareable. So let me now, because I have discussed with you that national education policy is the center of attraction, in the sense that national policy means 2020, how it is going to be implemented, in what way it is going to benefit the society. So we all are basically the very important stakeholders of higher education in our own country, and we all are very serious to implement this national education policy. So here already I have highlighted that 8 themes have been given, to which we need to understand by debate and discussion. So one of the themes is student diversity and inclusive education. So we need to had it been this PPT would work, I would have explained it much more details. I would have at least shared some of the important statistical facts and the figures. However, I am going to just explain all these statistical facts and the figures. So here we already know pretty well that education is the greatest tool for achieving social justice and equality. It is said, and it is stated in our national education policy document. First, this is the first statement, means education is considered to be the greatest tool, means one of the biggest tools, or it is one of the very significant tools through which social justice and equality is possible, to which we all are aspiring, our society is aspiring, in order to bring this kind of equality, means gender equality and social justice in our own society. And the other equally important component to which in this national education policy is inclusive and equitable education, to which we all are aspiring against, means how we can make our education inclusive. Let me now already we have said that by 20, I think 35, we all are aspiring, we all are working very hard to increase the gross enrollment ratio, and it would reach by 50%. So here is again a very important catch, or the impediment, to which we all need to discuss and debate, that still now 26% we all are claiming that gross enrollment ratio is there. But if you see even 26%, it's a very serious and problem, or there is a catch in this. Catch in the sense that this number, to which we all are asking, that is not inclusive in its own way, means we the elite and we the urbanite, we the privileged, highly privileged section of the society, means extremely privileged in many ways. So we are basically the beneficiary. Our children, our kids are beneficiary. But the people who are living in rural areas, means India is a country of villages. Majority of the people live in the rural areas. So their children, means poor people in the rural area, are excluded, means they are not included, because they are not able to send their children to the highly urbanized or located university and colleges. We all know it pretty well. So even 26%, it is lopsided. So in order to make it inclusive, we need to work in terms of the policy, in terms of our effort, as we say that how we can make our classroom all inclusive, means inclusive classroom. For that diversity, we all know that, means the students who are coming, they should come from every section of the society, means all social category and strata, in terms of the class, in terms of the caste, in terms of the other category like gender. As we all know, our society is lopsided. Many other societies are lopsided in the sense that women constitute 50% of the world, of the national population, almost 49 to 50%. But if you see their presence in terms of the labor participation, even in politics, means parliament, assembly, or for that matter, higher education, their representation at the top level, especially in the higher education, the top level like vice chancellors, directors, and many more positions. So they are grossly underrepresented. So only by virtue of increasing the number is not going to serve the purpose. So we need to, when we talk of diversity, here diversity is very, very important in the sense that whether we are going to accept diversity means differences. That differences to which we all are celebrating and we all should celebrate. And taking the advantage of this uniqueness of different social categories or the groups. So here it becomes very important that how we are going to take this into the consideration. So here it is said that while indeed an essential goal in its own right is also critical to achieving an inclusive and equitable society in which every citizen has the opportunity to dream, thrive, and contribute to the nation. So here, if everybody is going to contribute to the nation or to our own society or to the global society, definitely nation will prosper like anything. So many section or many social categories are relegated to the background. Take the example of the women. So they are put into the house, majority of them, because if you see, they constitute 50%, but their presence and their share in the economic activities, social activities, or any kind, or even in education, their representation is not reasonable. And take the example of the people who are living in the rural areas. Their representation is also very negligible. So how we are going to work in this direction? If we are going, means we are going to include, means we need to make our mind, our temperament, our objective, our policy in all inclusive. So yeah, in that sense, and it has been discussed in much details about equitable and inclusive education in NEP 2020 in the chapter 6.1. And here it is said the social category gaps in all levels of education, large disparities still remain. Means it is the dream, it is the aspiration of this policy, and the objective of this policy is to remove all these challenges in order to make a society a better society, progressive society, and what we call the equitable society. So let me now. I hope I'm sorry that I'm not able to show all these slides, because in order to make our presentation more impactful or effective, I think this kind of modern teaching aids, means all these PPT, all these slides becomes very important. So what is basically diversity? Already I have discussed with you, like diversity is necessity and diversity is inevitable. So it can be seen at two levels, like primary and secondary in terms of the dimensions. So what is primary dimensions? We all know that age, just let me tell you that how age is important. Like other is class, ethnicity, income, and then what we call a spiritual belief, physical abilities and characteristics, race, and the gender. These are the primary dimensions. We cannot, but how we are going to use these differences or these unique characteristics for the benefit of the society? Already I told you that many studies have been done of this, and it is said that I think many in companies, let me tell you that it has been agreed and it has been discussed that those companies, those manufacturing industries, or those any kind of enterprises, if the male and the female and the all strata of the people are there, the productivity and profitability is found to be very, very higher, and it has been empirically proved. So here, if the difference, all these kind of differences are there, so it's a matter of pride, it's a matter of benefit. But how we are going to take the benefit is important. Here, it's very important. Secondary dimensions, a secondary kind of diversity is like communication skills or communication style, and then what is the status, and then language, if we have become multiple language, I think this is also very important, you know, in that sense. So here again, it becomes very working style like, and then political beliefs, work experience, organization, and the role level, and education. So if variety of education, if you are engineer, somebody is doctor, somebody is something else. So this kind of I think differences must be celebrated, must be taken into account, and that is very good for any kind of society. So coexistence. So if we really interested to understand this diversity, so it could be understood in terms of the primary and secondary dimensions and the coexistence of different people. And here it is said that it is, if this kind of thing is there, so we say that we as a people must respect, means tolerance, acceptance, respect, and giving values to each other. As we say that theory of relativity. So here it becomes very important that how we are going to celebrate this diversity. So it's not the bad kind of things for any society. Rather, see, we are now in this globalized era. We are saying that multicultural society. So every society is going to become, has already become the multicultural society. So here, all these values, multicultural kind of society must be celebrated, and people are celebrated. It has its own benefit. If you see the case, I'm just giving you one example. The history of United States of America is not very old. It is just of the 250 or 300 years old. And see the society. I think in terms of the language, in terms of religion, in terms of culture, in terms of everything, it is different. And that society is a very vibrant in terms of the democracy and many more, I'm saying. See our own country here, all religious people, all beliefs, even in terms of, see, 28 states are there, eight union territories. See the differences and the diversity. So it is the strength of India. It is the strength of our own nation. So we are prospering. So we need to understand this issue in a very systematic and very scientific manner. So a lot of study has been done, and the merit of diversity has been highlighted. So what is basically already we have now understood if diversity means student diversity. So here in our own class, we all are witnessing, and we are also promoting that diversity would be the principle of our own of our own classroom. See the case that the students, some students who are coming from the rural background, many are from urban and from any state they are coming. So in terms of the language, in terms of ethnicity, even in terms of many, so they are. So here the role and the responsibility of the teacher is to how to manage the diversity in the classroom, even in terms of intellect level, cognition level. Even there's a slow learner, fast learner, average learner, but we the teachers need to understand and we need to manage the diversity. So diversity means of course is important, because with the passage of time we have seen that many social category, many social, because we all know that there are people in terms of the class C. Masses means the poor. So how they have become poor, so how we can take them into the consideration for the national construction or national activities or national development. So if we all, means 1.4 billion people in our own country is there, so how they all are going to participate, means those who are in the category of what we call it youth or the working age group. And here again I would like to bring to your kind notice, which is again very important, that India is a demographic dividend country. We know all pretty well. And we often say that India is a country of youth, or India is a young country. Do you know why it is says? With the help of the social demographer, we get to know and we got to know that two-thirds of the population, means 66% of the population falls into the category of the age group of 15 to 35, which is considered to be very working group or working age group. Means that is economically, that is considered to be very, very viable, economic viable, and what we call it, active. Means if this chunk are 66%, mind you, so if we will be able to translate this population or convert this population into the human resource, as it is said, that with the help of education, with the help of training, with the help of skill development, or the providing health care, I think this population, this very potential kind of population, can be converted into the human. So it will become the big asset for the nation. So taking that thing into the mind, I think this becomes very important. So here, how we are going to make our education policy, our own mindset, to make the classroom inclusive, to make the policy inclusive, so that every section of the society, those who belong to the socially disadvantaged section of the society, could be taken into the consideration. So basically, inclusion provide inclusive and equitable quality education, encourage lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. So it has. I, may I request our participants to. Hello, can I request my friends to kindly mute your mic, please?
मी आलो तो आवाज जायचा नंतर तो म्हणे
शेनमारे सर म्यूट करा.
Can I request to mute your mic, please? Otherwise, there will be differences. There will be problems. आप लोग जरा इस माइक को ऑफ कर दीजिए, अदरवाइज देयर इज disturbance and audio is going to be problematic, and participants will not listen my voice. Can I request? Okay, now let us proceed further. So what I am basically, just I am making you to understand what is diversity and then inclusion, means inclusive policy, or how it is important, we'll see to it. So basically, inclusion means it is going to provide inclusive and equitable quality education and encourage lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. It has been clearly said, and roadmap has been given in this national education policy. It is also integration and incorporation, equity, and accessibility and unity. This is the other dimension. It means inclusion leads to diversity of perspectives and increased sense of belonging. It also promotes improved learning environment, and it will also encourage cultural competence and positive contribution. It will definitely promote cohesion. So if we are going to work, why I am saying all these things, this becomes very important, and provision has been given this national education policy that as a teacher, as a researcher, as a scholar, we need to examine all these things in order to do this kind of exercise in the classroom. Means all these things. So inclusion means inclusive policy. When we say inclusive policy, so it means not only the policy per se, but we need to develop our mind, which would accept all this. When we talk of the diversity, means we should welcome and we should accept any kind of differences for the benefit of the society, because everybody has its own unique character, means USP. Everybody has a unique USP. So if we work together jointly, I think we will be able to bring wonders. So is the case with the inclusion. Means diversity and inclusion, both these concepts are very important, and lot of emphasis has been given in this national education policy. So let me now proceed further. So now I think we have understood the very meaning of diversity and inclusion. So how it is working in higher education, We all know. So before proceeding further, I would like to tell you something again that is very important in the sense that see, two and three issues have been discussed in this national education policy. First one is that in access to education.
फक्त एका अकाउंटंटचा सारा टाइम राहिलाय त्यांच्यासाठी आणि
Are
काल
you
आमचा
hearing me?
रिझल्ट आला सगळ्यांचा तेच मिस्टेक
Are
आला
you
त्या एक्झाम
hearing
सेंटर
me?
सांगून आलो ते मास्टर ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग मला ते ऍक्च्युली मास्टर ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी यायला पाहिजे आणि ते आम्ही ऑनलाईन पण हे करेक्शन केली होती ते येतात ना करेक्ट आणि हे आम्ही तेच काल ग्रुपमध्ये पण बोलवतो इनफॅक्ट हीट पॉवरचा पण त्याचा पण मास्टर ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग बाकी
And who is speaking,
कालचा
by
ते
the way?
बघायचं आहे कारण मी प्रतीकला सांगितलं दुसऱ्याला पण की तुझे मित्रांना वगैरे विचारते दुसरे बॅच म्हणजे दुसरे सांगितलं हा त्यांना सांगितलं जेव्हा घेतले म्हणले
Hello.
मिस्टेक व्हायला नको हो हे आधीच्या आय थिंक ते एमटेकच आहेत ते मी ऋतुराचा विचारला की तू विचारून घे त्यांचे काही आहेत त्यांना एकदा विचारून घे मास्टर ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी मास्टर आता यावेळी ऑनलाईन पण
Hello.
Praveen Kale sir, unmute yourself.
Can I request our colleagues, our friends to kindly mute your mic? Otherwise, I will not be able to deliver the lecture. Can I request, please? Are you listening to me? I think it's okay. Can I start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is the problem. I am again requesting the participants to just unmute your mic and listen to me. If any question there, just reserve your question. I will be very happy to answer your question at the end of my deliberation. And let me tell you that we need to stay till 7. So what I am supposed to do? Can you have can is there any kind of provision for break, technical break in between? Custom live streaming service, how it is there any administrator is here, administrator of this program? Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Who is so kindly request? Okay, I am just proceeding further. So let me now discuss with you diversity. What kind of diversity is available in higher education? Since we all are the stakeholder of higher education, just I was telling that when we talk of higher education, so higher education is the subsystem of the education. Okay. And here it is very important to discuss with you what kind of diversity is there and even exclusion is there. When we talk of diversity, along with that inclusion is also important. So first diversity to which we all witness, to which we all experience in higher education is socio-economic diversity. You must agree that in terms of social, in terms of education, or access to education, if you see that there's a lot of diversity, means if you see the gross enrollment ratio or literacy rate in all 28 states or even 8 union territories, it is different. Take the example of the Kerala. We all know that almost 100% or 99% educational level is there. But if you take the other North Indian states like Bihar and the other states, the situation is just otherwise, not that much. And in terms of this, I think there's a difference. So diversity is very much socio-economic, even the rich and the poor means that is divided on the basis of class. We all know that. So India exhibits significant socio-economic diversity with a wide range of income levels, wealth distribution, and occupational diversity. There are disparities between urban and the rural areas and among different states and the regions. We all know that. Take the example of North Indian states. North Indian, that is called North Eastern or the seven sisters of Eastern region, means like Assam, and then Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, and many more, seven. So if you see the in terms of income levels, there's a problem. Wealth distribution is not normal. Even occupational diversity. So this kind of, and in terms of the rural, already I have discussed, and that is reflected. The people who are living in the rural areas are relatively poor because their business is in agriculture, and that is not very prosperous. So how we as a researcher are going to work in this direction so that this kind of disparities could be minimized or could be eradicated to the extent or to the maximum extent. So unless until we do, we cannot think of equity, we cannot think of social justice, we cannot think of what we call it peace. So for bringing peace, for bringing stability in the society, prosperity in the society,
काय
I
झाले
think
लोक बोलतेच
very
नाही,
important.
11 वर भरत नाही. तुम्ही 101 घरी येतात. 11 लोक घरी येतात. 11
Why
होतं
this?
नाव.
एक मिनट, हम रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं आप लोगों से? कौन लोग हैं ये बातें कर रहे हैं वैसे? I think here I am seeing 100. So we have made century in the sense that 100 participants are there. Can I request some of them to just open your video? You put your video on, please. Yes. Sanjay Devade, Dr. Sanjay Devade, yeah. And
Yes,
many
sir.
more. Yes. Ravish. So if you are not listening, and I think let me now discuss with you that so that we could discuss. Are you finding it interesting? हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं डाइवर्सिटी इंक्लूजन, इंक्लूसिव सोसाइटी, हाउ वी कैन मेक द सोसाइटी. ये कौन लोग हैं जो बात कर रहे हैं?
ऑफलाइन वर्क
हैं?
दुर्गेश सर
Can I request?
हेलो दुर्गेश सर.
हाँ नमस्कार. ये
पावणे 5 ते 5.
हाँ कल कर ले, नो इश्यू, कल कर ले.
5-10 म्हणलं
आई एम सो हैप्पी.
आता हे ऑफलाइन वर्क आहे. आता ते ऑनलाइन.
हम बात कर रहे हैं, आपको जरा एक लेक्चर है, फिर हम आई विल गेट बैक टू यू. ठीक.
ते लोक 2 मिनिट आले तर झालं का म्हणतो, झालं का म्हणतो एखाद्या 5 मिनिट उपस्थित होते पोस्टापासूनच फोन निघाले का, आले का
डॉक्टर संजय शनमारे.
आम्हालाच फोन करायला लागते.
ये कौन लोग बातें कर रहे हैं मुझे समझ आए. मैम आई एम सॉरी टू अंडरस्टँड.
लग्न घरी ते होते ना,
उनको म्यूट नहीं कर सकते हैं
उठून लाईट टाका ना मग.
लग्न हुआ फटाफट तो टाइम मस्त है आपल्याला.
यहाँ तो नजर ही नहीं आ रहा कि कौन बात कर रहा है. रवि शेखर जी, रवि शेखर जी, रवि शेखर जी.
हाँ बोलिए ना.
ये कौन लोग हैं, कहाँ से डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है?
ये डॉक्टर संजय शर्मारे जी और अभी संजय देवड़े जी का भी अनम्यूटेड है माइक.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं बात करने के लिए किया था सर.
नहीं अच्छा किया बात करना तो कोई
नहीं, डॉक्टर संजय शर्मारे सर का था.
199 पीपल हैव ज्वाइंड. तो हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल से बाद में हम लोग हमारी बात को सुन करके आप लोग क्वेश्चन पूछें, या आप ही लोग पूछें, हम जवाब दे रहे हैं. यानी जो भी मेथडोलॉजी आप लोगों को पसंद हो वो कर ले रहे हैं. तो मैं तो यही चाहूंगा कि मैक्सिमम लोग अपना वीडियो ऑन करें, वैसे तभी तो थोड़ा मजा आएगा ना, कि ऑनलाइन है इट्स ओन डिमेरिट. यस प्रिया कुमारी, आर यू लिसनिंग टू मी? आप मेरी बात सुन रहे हैं आप लोग? नहीं, आप अनम्यूट करिए प्लीज. So if you find it interesting, आप लोग बताएं, otherwise थोड़ा सा और I will make it otherwise, क्योंकि we are discussing basically the diversity means a student, we all are a teacher. So
Very fine sir, excellent.
So let me now explain it to you so that many things are still left. ये काम करें वैसे, क्योंकि अभी कितना टाइम हो गया. ठीक है. 5:30 या 6 बजे के करीब में कैन वी हैव द ब्रेक, 5-10 मिनट्स ब्रेक?
यस सर, यस सर।
कुछ तो ये 3 घंटा कंटिन्यूअस नहीं चलना चाहिए ना, कुछ ब्रेक करें ना।
5:30 at 5:30.
5:30 we will have the break. So
Okay.
you give me some time so that I could discuss whatever I am having. Okay. So let me now discuss with you is diversity in higher education. So first one is, we all know that about socio-economic diversity, which is not found only in our own country, but in any parts of the world. And this kind of diversity must be celebrated, must be taken into the positive direction. Already I have discussed. And the other equally important diversity to which we all are witnessing or experiencing in our own societies, linguistic diversity. So India is known for its linguistic diversity with over 120 major languages. And you know that more than 1500 regional or dialects. You know that means 1500, more than 1500. If you see at the global level, 19,000, more than 9,000 regional dialects are there, languages are there. But in our own country, see, 120 major languages are there. And if you count dialects, I think it runs into 1,500. More dialects are there. And we all know that Hindi, English, and many, these are the official languages. And each state has its own official language. We all know that. If you go to Andhra Pradesh, Telugu is the official language. If you go to Kerala, Malayalam is the language. If you come up to North India, Uttar Pradesh, and many more states like Madhya Pradesh, Hindi is the official language. So what I would like to submit with you that linguistic diversity, again, that must be celebrated by all of us, because all we are very rich. Let me tell you, we are extremely rich in terms of the language, in terms of ethnicity, in terms of many things. So India is a country, or India is a what we call is the storehouse of many languages. So we must take it in the positive direction, and it is our strength, not the weakness. So it how this, as we it is say, the unity in diversity is the punchline, is the benchmark of our own nation. And we all must feel proud, and we all feel proud also. So how we are going to strengthen, how our country can progress, because we are sitting on the rich cultural linguistic heritage. And we all know that even in terms of demographic and regional diversity, see, North India, South India, East India, Western part. So even in terms of the region, we are different. Means in terms of the region, India is characterized by diverse demographics and regional variations. And the population includes various ethnic groups on the basis of religion, age group. Each state and each region its own distinctive culture, traditions, and the lifestyle. See, very soon, I think, see the case of here somewhere it is called, you know, that many festivals we celebrate, and many more things are there. So this is again must be used as the strength, as the positive dimension of our own country. So this is all reflected in the higher education also. See, and then gender diversity is again very important. Gender diversity is a critical aspect in India, with efforts being made to address gender disparities. The country is working towards empowering women in various fields and eliminating gender-based discrimination. However, challenges persist in achieving full gender equality. And you all know that even many times you must have seen, you must have received the circular or notice from the government of India through the UGC that you organize the program on gender studies, gender sensitization. So here in 2018, I think 70 subjects or the disciplines have been chosen by government of India, and all top level institutions were asked to prepare the module consisting of 40 modules. So we chose gender studies, and we got prepared a very good kind of 40 modules, and it was placed on the SWAM platform, and every teacher like all of us were asked to join and get the benefit of this because it is very rich and all contemporary as how to make the society a gender sensitive society, gender balanced society, or pro gender, because it is lopsided, we all know that. So for the optimization of the resources and for the maximum benefit of the society, unless until we do, and it is also said that how we can make our classroom is gender sensitive, means how we can make our university, our college, our academic institution, that would be gender sensitive. So what is the meaning of gender sensitive? Means there shouldn't be any kind of discrimination. So they should come freely. They should, as a student, as a faculty, as a worker, or any for that matter, there shouldn't be any kind of exploitation on the basis of anything. So the whole idea is that you reap the benefits of the human resource or the human capital to which we all are having, and how we can translate this population into the human capital. So it is the need of the time, with the help of quality education, with the help of health welfare, we can be able to translate, we can be do this kind of exercise. So this is very important, that despite all challenges are enormous, even then we have not been able to achieve. So now lot needs to be done. And again here I would like to put it one thing before all of you, that in the 17 goals, if you see this fourth goal is going to deal with the quality education. See, at the global level. So those countries which are left far behind, they need to work jointly and individually in order to do the. And the fifth goal in the sustainable development goal is gender equality. So this problem is not only at the country level, at the global level, it has realized the urgency of the gender sensitivity of the gender. Because even at the global level, women constitute 50%, let me tell you, 49 to 50%. So how we can ignore, if we are going to ignore a social category of women, it could be only at the peril of the country or at the peril of the nation. So here it is, gender diversity must be taken into account in the positive, and we should try our level best to eradicate these challenges, persisting in achieving full gender equality. Unless until we achieve, we need to work. And the role of the teachers, like all of us, becomes very important in this direction. And the other equally important diversity is called cultural diversity. So we all know that in India is renowned for its cultural diversity, influenced by long history of different rulers, traditions, and religions. Various art forms, dance form, music, genres, festivals are unique to different regions and communities, contribute to the rich cultural mosaic of our own nation. So we must celebrate, we must take it as a matter of pride that many religious groups, many cultural, many forms of dance are found in our own country. I think Republic Day is going to come on 26. So it will be shown, it will be displayed from India Gate that how rich we are. So all demonstration, all these things. So we feel it very proud. We feel it very good also. So good kind of feeling comes. So how we can preserve this cultural diversity? How we can create peace with the help of this diversity? Once we, and I'm giving you one example. If you go to any garden, I'm just giving you one example. If you go to any garden, if only one type of flower will be there, if they are flaw, I think it will be found there. You will not be feel happy. You will not be so much enthusiastic. If different kind of flowers like red, white, blue, all types of flowers would be there, so it would be. So what is it? Basically what we call bouquet? Bouquet consists of variety of flowers, many color. So make it. So is the case of India. See all these different kind of flowers are blooming in our own country. So it's a matter of pride also. And then finally cognitive diversity here, and it is very important for all of us that cognitive diversity refers to variation in thinking styles, problem solving approaches, and perspective. In our own country, cognitive diversity is shaped by educational backgrounds, professions, exposure to diverse experiences. The country's intellectual landscape is enriched by individuals with diverse cognitive strengths. See, how to manage the diversity in the classroom means students, if we are really having the experience over there, we need to see the psychology of each and every student. And if some student is feeling otherwise and he or she is not happy, so her face indicates that. So it is the brightness, it is the smartness of the teacher, like all of us, to understand his or her agony. So here we talk a lot about empathy. Empathy, to become empath, to have empathy or to become empathetic, it is one of the very important qualities of a good teacher like you. So here these six diversity must be investigated, must be deeply understood, must be deeply studied, and see how this could be could reap the benefit, could provide the benefit for for the society at large. So let me now proceed further to discuss or to elaborate these kind of things. So, a strategy for making higher education all inclusive. What kind of a strategy would be there? And we all know that we already, I have seen that in all these 28 states or 8 union territories, differences are there. Diversity is there. So, how we will be able to convert this diversity or differences for the positive vibrance for the society. I have highlighted socio-economic diversity, linguistic diversity, and then many more like demographic and regional diversity. Here again, I would like to illustrate one thing. Like demographic diversity means, what is the meaning of demographic diversity? I think yeah, as already I told you that majority of the people, overwhelming majority of the population is in the category of working age, means youth, 15 to 35, 66%, mind you. So if you see the demography of the Western society or Western countries, I think maximum majority of the people fall into the category of the old age. So that society needs entirely different kind of policy as how to provide social security. But here, our job, our responsibility is to convert this population or to make this population as what we call the educated one or a skilled one, or what we call it more professional one, so that they have the potential to contribute immensely for the economic development and overall development of the society. And gender already we have discussed, so cultural and cognitive, and then what we call it socio-economic diversity. So how we can also take this those who belong to the socially deprived sections of the society, they should be taken into account in the mainstream, so that they could also contribute for the progress, development, and growth of this nation. And linguistic diversity is again very important in the sense that, see, how this one is important, that if you know many languages, you are beneficiary in this world. So one is supposed to be multilingual lingual today. One language is not going to serve our purpose. Rather, you know, Nasima Rao, our ex-prime minister, late prime minister, he knew 17 languages and many more. Just I'm giving you one example. So we should also get inspiration to have more language. So language is, if you learn, if I learn, I will become the master. I will become, and I can use. See, language, I'm just giving the eminence and inevitability of the English language. If you know, or if anybody knows English language today, I think he or she can travel anywhere for job, for anything. I'm saying at the global, I think here in this national education policy, it is also said that we need to become global citizen. And see, our Indians who have left India, and they are working in different parts of the world, especially in North America and Europe, and even Australia, New Zealand. So they are shining like anything. So they are holding a very key positions over there. And if you go to all important universities, they are holding the post of directors, they are holding the professor and the researchers, everything. I think so. It is the benefit of our own country. So if you know any language, if I know some more language, so it is the benefit of all of. If I know Malayalam, if I know Marathi, I can easily interact with anybody. If I don't have, if I don't know, it is my what we means. What we call shortcomings that I don't know. So at that time, what I can do it, I will feel helpless if somebody is there who is not known to Hindi, or who is not known to something like to which I know. So here, if we know language, I think it is in the benefit. So linguistic diversity, socio-economic diversity, how we can reap the demographic and regional diversity, gender diversity, cultural and cognitive diversity for this. So for basically a strategy, what kind of a strategy we should make for higher education, so that we could make our higher education all inclusive. So here it becomes very important that equitable education for all, which is not there today. See, public school, private school, all types of schools. So sometimes in Delhi, I have seen it is also available in your estate, that I am living in one part of Delhi, and I am sending my children at least 40 kilometers away from my residence for good quality education. And if you go to Europe, I think neighborhood policy is completely followed, because all the schools or the colleges have the equal standard, means all types of education. But here there's a difference. I am living in Jamia. I am sending my sons and daughters for education to other destination, other part of Delhi, because I have seen that the place to which I am living. I am giving you one example that school is not that much good. So here it becomes very important how we can work in this direction. And for that, my daughters, or my neighbors are facing a lot of difficulties while commuting. Sometimes 2 hours from this side, from that side, 2 hours, 4 hours are wasted unnecessarily. So this is very important to address, as how we can make our education which will be equitable for all. So achieving equitable education in India involves addressing socio-economic disparities, providing equal educational opportunities to all, regardless of caste, creed, gender, economic background, initiatives like scholarships, reservations, outreach program aim to reduce educational inequalities. Basically, these are the issues. I am not saying any kind of, I think you must have something more important as how to eradicate this kind of disparity. But disparities are there. Already initially I highlighted that even 26%, 10%, or if it will become 50%, the problems are not going to resolve only by increasing, because that is lopsided. Everybody, every section or every social category is not included in that one. So it is automatically we will be able to achieve, but this is not going to achieve the real sense of the problem. So we need to make and we take all social category, everybody into the consideration. Then we, and this kind of provision is very much provided or is there in this national education policy. So we as a very active member or stakeholders of higher education, we need to work. If we will not be able to make the society a gender sensitive society, who will do this? So it is the responsibility of the teacher. As it is said that, it is said that destiny of any society or destiny of any country, so is the case of India, is created in the classroom. And who is basically the expert master of the classroom? We basically are the masters, we are the expert, we are basically the important agent, we are the important tool, we are the important catalyst for bringing change in terms of this. So yeah, this is very, so first one, equitable education for all. If we follow this kind of a strategy and policy, then we will be able to make our society a peaceful society, inclusive society, progressive society, prosperous society. Second point is access to quality education. So if you see, ensuring access to quality education is a priority in India. It has always been the priority, but you know that for the last many years since independence, we have been working in this direction, but we have not achieved this. So there's a need, miles to go. There's a need to work much more. The country faces challenges such as uneven distribution of educational resources, varying standards across regions. Initiatives like Right to Education Act focus on improving accessibility and enhancing the quality of education, especially in unprivileged, underprivileged area. We all are working, but there is a need to give much more vitality, more focus in this area in order to address these challenges. And how we are basically going to make our learner centric classroom. Again, we all are a teacher and we all are teaching. I think you must agree with me that today, whatever we are following is not learner centric classroom. So, what is this? If you ask me, I will very clearly say this thing. Today or in the past, it was teacher centric. It was we the people decided, and we are still deciding that what kind of thing would be there. But now it has proved by the time, in many society with the empirical understanding, we have got to know we need to make the classroom a learner centric. Means we are basically the facilitator in the classroom, and we should play our role as a catalyst. But it needs to be, means why, how it is possible, means see, it has its own merit. So you can stop me. I should not decide, rather you should decide whether my lecture is what type, and whether you can stop whenever you feel like. So you as a teacher should be stopped. And ask stop doesn't mean that disturbance, I'm not saying, means if somebody is not understanding your point, so he should have the right, he or she should have the right to ask, yes ma'am, yes sir, I have not understood, kindly explain it to me again. So debate, discussion, workshop means interactive kind of, tutorial kind of, mentor-mentee relations, not very formal kind of relation. No, nothing doing. You go to my class if you are disturbing or something otherwise. So this kind of, unless until we are going to create this kind of friendly atmosphere, means classroom situation should be very not formal, informal, friendly, informal, then I think maximum chance of learning from each other. So it should not be a one-way process, but rather that it should be a two-way process. As I said to you, had you been we if we would have were following the method of in person or face to face, you could, yes, I say yes, please tell me your question, so raise your question. I will try my level to answer your question. If I am not able to answer you today, I will go and I will see and I will prepare myself. Your question, your answer would be answered tomorrow. So I think learner-centric means shifting towards learner-centric classroom emphasizes personalized learning experiences. In our own country, this approach acknowledges diverse learning styles, languages, background of students. It encourages active participation, critical thinking, engage, aligning with modern pedagogical trends. So here I should not feel ashamed in the if somebody has put some uncomfortable question. Yes, I should welcome. So he has the right, as I am having the right to teach. So they have the right to have the critical understanding, and he or she should be critical to my uh, way of teaching or my view. It doesn't mean that if I am saying that should be followed. I think that must be challenged, that must be criticized. Then some sort of healthy things will come up. So, learner, we need to make our system a learner-centric classroom. Other strategy, and then societal engagements. Here it's very societal engagement means engagement in education involves collaboration between educational institutions and communities, and involvement of a local stakeholders are vital for holistic development and addressing specific needs of the learner. I am just giving you one example. Now it is said that you need to borrow, you need to take some village near to your college, near to your university, and go and establish the rapport. What kind of situation is there? What kind of requirement is there? So there should be collaboration, there will be cooperation, then something would come out. Unless until you engage the society in this debate, otherwise our knowledge is going to become very abstract, ideal. So how we can make our education or our knowledge practical, or that would have the application aspect. So here it's very important, learner centric societal engagement, and then universal design for learning means implementing a universal design for learning in our own country means creating inclusive educational environment that accommodate diverse learners. Means this includes considering factors such as physical accessibility, multiple learning modalities, technology integration to ensure that education is accessible to everyone, including those with disabilities. Means we now, previously it was physically, it was said that special education. Now there is new theory has come up that they should be the part, means those who are physically challenged in terms of anything physically challenged, means eyes or anything, even voice or something. I think they should not be kept separate. Rather, they should become the larger section of the society. And how I think it has been previously, special education, the very word is going to disappear now. So here it becomes very important to what kind of it has its own demerit also, and then capacity development for the faculty. Enhancing the capacity of educators means teachers is crucial for improving the quality of education. Ongoing teacher training program, professional development workshop incorporating modern teaching methodology contribute to building the skills and knowledge of faculty members, ensuring they can meet the evolving needs of the students. I'm just saying, I think that why you have been all have been asked, not only to get the certificate, but to exchange our ideas, because we need to update. And the function of the training, the function of this orientation program is to motivate us, is to sensitize us. Otherwise, we know pretty well. We can also learn, study from elsewhere. But since we all are connected, so we are trying to understand something, some issue in the right perspective. How we can make our research, how we can teach the students in a better way. So we need to update our nerves. So what it is said that learning, de-learning, and relearning, these three words become very very important, and this will create the cyclic cycle. Means we learn today, tomorrow it might be we will drop, means de-learn. And if once it is de-learn, means we need to relearn something new. Means the today, what was yesterday, what I learned yesterday, means past, mm, means it is not going to be valid to me today, and I need to learn something so that it will be valid for tomorrow. So here things are also getting very obsessive. So see, this tremendous change has taken place. Lot of inventions, innovations, development has taken during the last 30 years. If you calculate the development during the last 30 years, 3 decades, I think you will not find in at least 2, 3, even 4, 5 centuries. So see this since 90s, I'm talking at the global level even. I think we are very fortunate. Let me tell you that we have seen the past, what was there, and we are witnessing and we have seen a lot of transformation. You could have never imagined that at least 30 years before that you will have these kind of things. So here the entire world, if something happens anywhere in the part of the world, with a fraction of second we get to know. Did you think ever before 20 or 30 years before? I think it was beyond our comprehension. And what is going to happen again during the last, in the next few years, let me tell you. See, we never thought of this kind of issues, like what we call it, this pandemic. Pandemic has devastated the entire world like anything. But we outsmarted, let me tell you, we outsmarted this pandemic. So previously, this kind of adversity also struck the world. But at that time, all scientists, doctors took a lot of time to invent the drug or the medicine in order to cure. And within a year, doctors or scientists came with the solution. They brought out the medicine. They invented the medicine in order to stop that one. So what I and you see, even academia was not so much upset or not so much devastated due to the ongoing of this pandemic. Why? Because we had this kind of magic, we had this kind of online, and we learned a great deal at that time, and we outsmarted. So we started teaching our students online. So it was made possible. So this was not made possible. This was not possible 200, I think 100 years before. So what I mean to say that how we are going to use this modern teaching aids in order to make a society a better society and peaceful society, a stable society. See, even into it, it's the mockery of our development. We all should feel ashamed of that one. Even two wars are going on. One is in Europe, the other one in Asia. See, and a lot of devastation, human catastrophe is taking place. So we all claim that we have become rather more civilized. So in this contemporary era, in this civilized, so-called civilized era, we are even not thinking of peace, complete peace, global peace, and stability. So in any way we cannot justify this what we call it war or conflict. Sometimes we say the conflict is inevitable, but I think how we can avoid conflict, how we can stop conflict, again it is the duty, responsibility of the intellectuals or intelligentsia like all of us. So I think here I should that stop here. Thereafter I am going to discuss between the link between diversity and inclusion, and then we will discuss many more things thereafter, efforts to inclusive environment in this, and I will provide some of the facts and the figures also, so that I could prove my points. So now, as we said that we will have the break, but before going for the break, I will be very happy to take up some of the questions by you, and then we will proceed further. Yes, please. Oh my God, 5:40. So I have discussed. So you must have, because we all are the practical practitioners, educational practitioners, and you teach your students so well. So what kind of challenges you have faced while teaching your students? I will be very happy to share my experience. I think I am looking forward to listening to your experiences. What kind of experiences are the challenges you have faced while teaching, while making research, or in the society? Yes, please, Milinji. And
Yes, sir.
I am
Yes,
requesting
sir.
all the participants to kindly unmute your video at least. I am seeing
Yeah.
only one, and no, I think here it is showing 83, but only I am seeing only three faces other than me. Yes, आप क्वेश्चन पूछें आप लोग, then we'll proceed further. Then we will have the 10 minutes break, because continuous speaking for 3 hours are really very difficult.
Sir, from your talk, we illuminate new ideas, how to teach and how to
Yes, that is the
work.
because it is the part of pedagogy.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
passionate we are, how we if we
Yes, yes,
become
yes.
passionate, motivate. Basically, today it
Yeah,
is very important, and the role of the teacher has been changed. There is a paradigm shift in pedagogy. So our role has become, the role model. So we should treat ourselves as a role model for the students, for the future generation.
yeah,
So if we become the role model for the students, I think they will learn. So we
yeah, yeah.
should, how we can become the role model, I will discuss with you. So now you put up some questions.
Actually, sir, we are receiving letters from University Grants Commission and other new organizations to do this and do that. And our principal, sir, is simply remark on the letter and do this, and simply in the basic way that they are just sending the order towards the teachers. But the fact is that while receiving that letter from the principal or certain organizations, we are having some limitations. For example, if they want to conduct any competition, if they want to conduct any say competition in between among the students or among the staff also, or in intercollegiate, I mean to say, even to organize any conference, even to organize any workshop, we need some specific you can say grant. So there are very limited grants available nowadays in every say colleges. Even the university is not providing any grant too. My colleague, two of us colleagues are in this session, Dr. Sanjay Devde and Dr. Priya Kumari Khillare. We are from same college, and we are. This is our common question to you, sir, as you have focused so many things for we people today. There are certain limitations to run this policy again. I mean to say, step by step, we will have to implement it in future. But draft is clearly saying that these and these funds will be available for the stakeholders or the students in future too. In this year too, we are having PM Usha scheme. We have prepared the proposals day and night for that scheme, and even they have got the data from our college, from our institute, and in that they have focused on the till March ending you will get first year grant and all these things. So but the January is coming for 2024, and we didn't get any say grant or any letter of acknowledgement from that particular scheme. So there are certain problems from the upcoming over agencies also. So what you will think about it, sir? Please guide.
Thank you for your very valuable question. You know that nobody has any kind of ready-made answer for all these issues are enormous. You know that I'm just narrating the entire things with my own experience. That I think this has become a issue. Means getting the fund has become the issue for many years. You know, if you see the long journey and history evolution of education in our own country, I think you will find that education has never been the top priority of any dispensation. Let me tell you very frankly. And I'm just giving you one example. Why I'm giving not as a only critic, but as a active and a passionate a scholar, in the sense that you know that in 1968, first national education policy was formulated on the basis of Kothari Commission, and in that it was recommended that at least 6% of the GDP would go for education. Okay, it never happened. Okay, in
Yeah.
86, again seeing the vitality and seeing the other nations, I think again it was rated 6% of the GDP would go for education. Leave this primary, secondary, and tertiary education, means higher education. If you see today, and in this national education policy, again it is repeated that 6% of the GDP would go for education. This has been implemented, and the policy has been implemented. To the best of my knowledge, I know that again it is relegated. It is not done, or it is not. It has not been taken into consideration in the sense that if you see the total GDP for education today, it is now come down to 2.3%. This is what I have got the data. So it has never crossed 4%, 3, just minus plus. It is hovering around more than 50 years. So my worry and my you are right. And you know that if you ask this question to anybody, it is
Yes.
said that government has to do a lot of work, but we as a scholar, my point of argument is that we must examine and we must see the relevance importance of other sectors. If you see the health, that is meeting the same fate. Even expenditure, if you see the defense expenditure, it is not much, let me tell you, hardly 5%. So what my worry is that the total money, I think I'm just, because as a scholar, my job is to highlight all these things. And I am not talking of only one dispensation or this I'm talking of the total since 47 till today. And we have not many times, if it was not important, why again it is recommended by the expert team and everybody. So
Yes.
we need to
Yes.
study, because we are basically the democratic country. So in democracy, everybody is the stakeholder. Means, as I was telling, that how diversity inclusion, I say the inclusive policy, we need to focus on inclusive policy, inclusive mind. When we are in the class, how we as a teacher, of course we are, and we must, if you are going to teach the number of 40 students or 30 students one at a time, in your mind all are equal. All, of course, some girls, some boys, and even those, some are from the rural area, some are from the other communities, like that. So it is the mixed, this mosaic kind of things are there. But in your mind, as a teacher, as a role model teacher, as an ideal teacher, as a very good teacher, as an effective teacher, we don't think, and we should never think that who belongs to whom. We, they all are my students, we all the time think, and we should think, then we could do justice for the class. Same is the case, means, if this situation is there, we must play our role as a teacher. As we play our role in the class, we should also make research, we also study what are the reasons. If you see the case of South Korea, if you see the others Asian countries, they spend 8%, they spend 10%. Why don't we do it? Because it is also written, you must agree with me, two sectors, that is education and health. No country can afford to ignore these two sectors. If any country is ignoring, it will be only at the peril, at the cost of its own peril. Let me tell you. So why we are wondering again? I think I'm just floating this idea. We must study this thing, because for the last many years, and here now we have. I'm narrating some more stories that. We need to enhance the gross enrollment ratio. Not today. When in 2006, I'm talking, I think UPA government was there. So two committees were constituted. One is headed by Yaspal, which was called Yaspal Committee, and the other one was headed by Sam Petroda, Dr. Sam Petroda. And both came because at that time the gross enrollment ratio in our own country was only, that 10%, 10 to 11%, 2006. You know, so it was a point of worry. It's a very pity. And I am telling you, before going further, I think let me tell you that see this global scenario. If you see the United States of America over there, 89 to 90% gross enrollment ratio means that system to which we all are talking of has the capacity to absorb 90 out of 100. And here at that time, 2006, it was only 10, just opposite. So what, and if you see these European Union countries over there, it is around 65 to 70% in the range of that one, means gross enrollment ratio. If you see the global, I think it is right now roughly about 25 to 27%. It is in the range of that one, and we are just to that one now. So if you see this scenario, global scenario, I think, and the European countries or the developed countries, I think we need to go to miles, means 65, 90. And here is we are just and taking that urgency into the mind. In this national education policy, it is said that we need to make it double. So what I said, that only by making double means 50%, the problem is not going to resolve. And I was just talking about the Sam Pitoda. So what happened actually? I left out. They came, both the report, both the reports were submitted, and it was said that at that time they fixed to enhance the target, means of from 10 to 15% at that time. So there was a calculation that at least at that time, 1,500 more universities were required. Then we could achieve that one. So what they started talking about public partnership, means only alone this public institutions are not going to. Are going to. May I request to kindly unmute it? Can I request you, Rachna, Rachna ji? Rachna ji, can I request you? Yes. Yeah, thank you, Rachna ji. So what I was telling you this story that what happened actually. Uh, money was a million dollar rupees were required in order to make this or establish this or build up this university. It was not happened. So what my worry is that, and then people started, the policy makers started thinking that to make this privatization and all this. So this kind of thing started at that time. So what my worry and what my problem is that only by achieving this number is not, even within that number there is a problem, means inclusive policy or inclusion. It's a matter of inclusion also. Those who are left out still, how we can take them into the consideration in this education, in the journey of education, in the journey of building our nation a better nation or progressive nation. So a lot things are required. So we as an intellectual, we as an intelligentsia, we as an research scholars come forward and discuss all these things in the very objective manner. What we can do, what are the priority areas that needs to be taken into consideration. So if you see the total size of the university today, it has crossed 1100 universities today, and from 20 or 28 university to 1100 university reached for the last 75 years, and the gross enrollment is 26%, and the total colleges have risen to 43 or 45,000 colleges, and 11,000 stand-alone institutions are there. Even these are the institutions, but these institutions are not good enough, in the sense, not adequate enough, in the sense that we need more. Means in order to enhance this gross enrollment rate, many more university, more I think effort needs to be done. So we as a scholar must work in this direction. Then we can realize. So by 2035, it is said that we need to achieve the target of 50%. Means almost we need to make it double. So it seems to be very difficult task or gigantic task. So the whole idea is that even by achieving this target, the problems are not going to, unless until address all the subsidiary and the other greater challenges. So I think you all understand that money is a serious issue, but we need to examine how. So it is said that you manage your own, means higher government is only interested to fund the primary and up to the secondary education level. So higher education should be managed by the by their own. So this is hidden, or this is all whatever you say. I think it is not considered to be, very priority area. Even out of 2.3%, only 0.6% is for higher education, and higher education and research. I think I don't know whether it has been discussed it or not. Research and development. It is one of the other equally important themes of this program. Somebody would come and discuss with all of you. So my mandate or my job was to discuss with you about diversity and what we call it. Inclusive education. So I am discussing. So we have reached at the intermission, means interval level. So let's have the break for 10 minutes, some respite, and have tea, and then we will assemble after 10 minutes. What is the time,
Yes,
by the way? I think within 10 minutes we will start, because time is running. And if you have any question, at
6:10.
6:10 we will start. At 6 sharp, at 6:10 we will start, and we will discuss,
Yes,
because
sir.
many things, and I will share my PPT, no worry. So I'm sorry that it's not running. What could I do? It's a MacBook, and I'm not sorry. I'm not able to share. What could I do?
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, one thing we can do, you can share it to me on my email. I will share from here side, and you just say next. So I will put it.
Okay, I'm sharing because unless until you see, मजा नहीं आ रहा वैसे.
Yes, sir. So
I am sharing. No, I'm still every day I'm lecturing. You know that, but it is so irritating. I am sharing. So you give me 10 minutes, please.
sir, I have put it my email ID on the in the chat box. Just you.
I'm taking. I'm also here. I'm taking the help from someone, but I will
Yeah, yeah.
share with you. Anyhow, I will share this PPT you all of you.
Yes, please, sir.
But we will discuss with the PPT either from your side or from my side.
Yeah.
Just you give me a minute so that I could also have some respite, some coffee, tea. I have also got tired.
Now it is visible, sir.
शिरभाते सर तुम्ही शेअर केली का?
नाही तिकडनंच झाली. नाही
पीपीटी तुम्ही शेअर केली का म्हटलं?
नाही, रेहमान सरांनीच केली. त्यांची स्क्रीन आहे. वरून पट्टी दिसते, ग्रीन कलरची पट्टी दिसते.
हो. बरं झालं. नाही तर ते काही हे लक्षात येत नव्हतं.
हा
आता सर स्क्रीन दिसून राहिली पण आवाज नाही येऊन राहिला.
नाही 6:10 ला सुरू होईल सर. हे आता ते कोणीतरी त्यांनी बोलवलं, तो करून देतोय.
ओके थँक्यू सर.
आवाज येईल हो, थोडा थांबा ना.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Now
Yes.
it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I think
Sir.
just I'm sharing my PPT now. You let me know.
Yes, sir.
Now it's
We are seeing your PPT. Just
okay.
view show.
I
Slide show के अंदर.
So I don't know whether there will be problem or I'm just putting it on wave show if it's okay. Now it's fine.
Yes, it is
Fine,
okay, sir. Go on. We are seeing your slides.
Okay. Okay. Good. So let us now proceed for the further meetings.
Yeah.
Just I am showing it from the beginning. So first slide, we already discussed about details. So how social category gaps in all levels of his education, large disparity still remain there. Means the issues are still continuing. So how to bring for the sake of peace, stability, and prosperity, how we are going to take student diversity in the positive direction we have discussed. So here I was discussing what is diversity basically is just you see the picture. So green is showing primary dimensions, mean what are the primary, and then how coexistence of different people is important, and how we should take it as a accepted one, and how respect and giving value to each other is important. And equally important connotation is this one, inclusion. How inclusion means inclusive policy, inclusive mind, inclusive thinking is important. So already we have discussed. So these all diversity we have discussed in detail. Diversity in higher education means socio-economic diversity, linguistic diversity, demographic and regional diversity we have discussed, and gender diversity, cultural diversity, and cognitive diversity. These 6 types of diversities we have discussed in details, how it is important, how it is going to have or going to strengthen democracy or democratic culture values in our own country. So democracy in fact is a process. Here, see, we are the nascent one, young one in terms of the modern democracy is concerned. So we need to do a lot in order to bring the matured kind of democracy, or what we call it progressive democracy. Means we need to work in this. So we need to make all the social institution, cultural institutions strong. So political system needs to be strong, educational system needs to be strong. Then we can think of a viable democracy or advanced democracy. Means everybody could reap the benefits of this democracy. This is what I wanted to see. The people who are left behind, means social category or social sections of the society which are left behind, means the rural people, means the female, means the people who have been left due to variety of reasons like SC, ST, and other socially disadvantaged sections of the society, like those who are physically challenged. So how we can bring them into the mainstream is the business of all of us, or is the responsibility of the intellectuals. This is what we have discussed. And this, what kind of a strategy for all of us to making, or for making higher education all inclusive. So equitable education for all becomes very important, and access to quality education. It was said, that in many committee and commissions were constituted from time to time. So Kothari Commission, we all know pretty well. It was a very comprehensive commission. They came with a very new kind of ideas or revolutionary ideas. So one statement and concern which was expressed by Kothari, who was the chairman of that committee, which was constituted way back in 1964. After 2 years, the report was submitted. On the basis of that, first national education policy was formulated. So what I mean to say that quality, or enhancing quality in higher in education as a whole, was expressed as a greater concern. Now the new things have been added is equitable education for all, means expansion or access to education. Quality is a still means bringing excellence, and equity have become the very important. And already we have discussed about learn how we can make learner centric classroom, how we are going to manage the diversity in the classroom. We are managing, no doubt about, but how better, how effective we are going to manage if we learn this thing. societal engagement is again very important. So whatever we are teaching, whatever we are generating knowledge or searching new perspective, what are the benefits of all this? Unless until it is going to be used or it is going to be useful for the sake of society or for the benefit of the society, for the Indian society, unless until we do this, I think so engagement of society, the other stakeholders is very, very important. How our product means our students, our future generation is going to contribute profoundly for the economic development, social development, human development. Their role becomes very important, and we are going to produce as we produce. Just a second, I am taking one. Hello. हाँ वालेकुम सलाम। ऐसा है कि एक क्लास चल रही है, 7 बजे खत्म हो जाएगी, ठीक है, उसके बाद आ जाइए। I'm sorry. So let me now proceed further because already we have discussed. So just I was, a little bit disturbed in the sense that I wanted to discuss with you with this PPT, with this slide, so that our discussion, our debate, our talk would be a little bit. So it was satisfying. Now it is giving a lot of satisfaction to me because now ultimately it has worked. So universal design, UDL, means implementing a universal design. Of course, we as a scholar or we are following our own styles for in the classroom. As I said that managing diversity or communicating effective in the classroom. How good we know unless until we deliver the best, means the way we are putting the things and what kind of psychology should be prepared for the students so that our teaching activity, learning activity could be found much more effective. And here it has been said the capacity for development means capacity building for faculty. So taking that way into the minds, way back in 1987, you all know that this academic staff college came into being. Since then, it has been catering the professional requirements of the teachers like all of you. And here new things have been added, this NEP, orientation and sensitization. So we all are learning from each other. So it's completely a two-way process. So linking diversity with inclusion. Celebration, many times I have used this word, celebration of diversity. So what is the explanation? How we can understand, how we can put this thing, the celebration of diversity involves recognizing, appreciating and valuing the differences amongst individuals in terms of culture, background, abilities, and perspectives. It goes beyond tolerance and embraces the idea that the diversity enriches the overall experience and contributes to a vibrant community. So we, the teachers, are very tolerant. We should not tolerate to others. I think this doesn't sound well. What is better? Basically, we happily accept the differences. What happens? You have some ideology, some of your friends have some ideology. So it is the beauty of the intellectuals, it is the beauty of this university or the college that prepares ourselves, that we sit together, but we differ on many issues, poverty, even caste system, even reservation system, even on many issue, even in political dispensation, we differ. But at the same time, what we do, we sit together, we have cup of tea, we discuss. Differences are there, differences of debate and discussion. And for healthy democracy, for healthy democracy, I think differences of opinion are inevitable. If you are holding the same opinion, I am holding the same opinion, so there will be no any kind of what we call a development. So debate and discussion. Out of debate and discussion, we seek many possible solutions. So whenever we go to attend any seminar, symposium, what do? We differ in our own perspective, in our own approach. At the same time, we have full respect to others. So we should do. So celebration of diversity means celebration of, I think this is very important, linked to inclusion. Meaning inclusion involves creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Celebrating diversity is a fundamental aspect of inclusion, and it promotes an atmosphere where individuals can bring their authentic selves without fear of discrimination, enabling diversity to flourish. Enabling diversity to flourish means creating conditions and systems that allow diverse individuals to thrive and reach their full potential. This involves providing equal opportunity, removing barriers, and fostering an inclusive culture. And then inclusion is not just about acknowledging diversity, but actively working to enable diverse individuals to participate, contribute, and succeed. Flourishing diversity is a key indicator of truly inclusive environment. See, if I'm not making any kind, I'm just stating all these things. If you go to any parts of the world, I think I'm not going to, if it gives the message that I'm appreciating, go and watch. I think we all are intellectuals, and there's a scope, that seminar, symposium, conferences are organized all around. Very recently, I went to Thailand. I have never been to Thailand, Bangkok, and I found this university, Thamati University. So it was the it was the fourth in Thailand in terms of the ranking. And I was immensely impressed by the building, by the culture, by everything. So before that, I was in Japan, in the University of Yagisaka University. So what basically I saw that these all universities, standard qualities, because as a researcher, I felt it, that it is at par with the European and the American university. So what I mean to say that, and we discuss everything frankly. So here it is the intellectual and what his name? What is his name? The living legend, living intellectual of this century, of this 21st century. What is his name? Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky, what he said, that the function of the intellectual is to highlight the truth. The function of the intellectual to bring out the truth. How harsh it is, but the function of the intellectual to bring the truth. So this is very, very important, that how this kind of diversity is there. Holistic approach, we all know that. I think again, holistic and multidisciplinary education is one of the themes of your program. I have already discussed with some of the other university that was going on, holistic and multidisciplinary. Again, in this national education policy, it was emphasized that we need to make our education system interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and holistic. And if we look back our own heritage and historical past, we know that, like Bikramshila and then Nalanda. So over there, I think many Chinese and many foreigners came over there to acquire education. And at that time, there was no any compartmentalization of the disciplines like physics, chemistry, maths. So here, the things have become very blurred. The society has become very complex. Issues have multifarious. So here, it is the age of the multidisciplinary. Unless until we follow the interdisciplinary approach, we will not be able to resolve. So by 2035, it is said that every academic institution or education would be interdisciplinary. Like you will not be the you will know your academic institution. I don't know, means any university or IIT or any IIMs will not be exclusively for that purpose, but even the humanities will be taught, music will be taught, so that the people, the students, the future generation could opt any paper as it is happening in the European countries or the American countries, and it has been found to be very successful. So we need to do this, and for this purpose, our history, our culture, our heritage is very strong. So there is I think one theme has been given in Indian knowledge system. Indian knowledge, how rich this one is. We need to explore. We need to go deeper into it. What are the relevant point? What are the things that needs to be highlighted, that needs to be investigated in terms of the medicine, in terms of Unani medicine, in terms of the what we other everything. So we need to explore. We need to know our past, and we should take the past into the cognizance so that we can make our future a better future. So this is very important. So holistic approach considers the whole person and their interconnected aspects, addressing a physical, emotional, social, and intellectual well-being. In education, this means looking beyond academic achievement to support the overall development of the individuals. Here we are talking of the human development. You all know that this concept, human development concept, has been discussed by Mahbubul Haq, Pakistani, and then it has been elaborated by what we call Amartya Sen and many more other. So how we are going to understand human development? So for human development, it's very important to understand, and we need to bring a lot of change in our curriculum, in our course content. So linked to inclusion, inclusion in education involves recognizing and accommodating diverse learning styles, abilities, and needs. A holistic approach ensures that the educational environments are inclusive and supportive on the diverse needs of all learners. So here again, why I'm highlighting, you must be wondering what is the need to highlight and to discuss with you, in the sense that we the teachers, as I told you, that if the size of your class runs into 50, 40, or 30, or even beyond that, we teach everybody. We don't make any kind of differentiation or disparity between the students on the basis of anything. Our students are equally dear to us, and we teach as much as we can, as our children, as our kids, as our sons and the daughters, because they are basically the future of the society, global society. At the national level, Indian society, they will take India at the higher pedestal. And wherever we have brought, so I think this is the responsibility of the coming generation, means the students to take this country forward. So here mutual hand holding again is very. So what is the meaning of mutual hand holding? Means if somebody take the example of what we call it university, 1100 universities plus are there. 45,000 roughly speaking colleges are there. 11,000 standalone like Polytechnic, and then AICT, and many more academic institutions that give the diploma to different learners. So what I mean to say that they all are not at par. There are some who are very poor in terms of infrastructure, in terms of curriculum. So here we need to take them into the consideration so that they could be strengthened. So that is the meaning. Mutual hand holding implies a collaborative and supportive relationship where individuals or groups assist each other in navigating challenges or achieving common goals. It symbolizes shared responsibility and the cooperation. Here it also means now it is encouraged that you, me, or somebody should come together and make research. Means collective wisdom, joint and collective wisdom always found to be better one. So your university is far better off, but you can take your friend to some other university hand holding in a way. So and sometimes what happens, we write the paper. When we take our colleagues, friends, and five, two, three, four, five like that, and we develop the paper, we develop the book. So here in this age, if you are doing alone, I think you will not make justice to that, but rather you take somebody of your like-minded and of your interest and work together in pursuit of exploring research, in pursuit of exploring ideas, in pursuit of generating knowledge. So here it becomes linked to inclusion again is in inclusive setting. Mutual hand holding signifies the collective effort to support one another, fostering a sense of belonging and shared responsibility for creating inclusive environment where everyone can thrive or survive. Survive is not sufficient, but thrive means can progress. If you write any paper and you and your friend, your young friend, your junior friend, your senior friend, our senior colleague, I think if you work together, both are going to be benefited from each other wisdom. So access of quality education for all, I think already we have discussed link to inclusion, and then cultural, regional and linguistic sensitivity. Already we have discussed diversity. So how we can maintain diversity unless until we become sensitive? So what do we do? I think we should very sensibly use all these words so that it should not pinch, it should not uh, uh, I think nobody should feel offended. Sometimes, although it is true, but we don't say that. So how beautiful word, how sensitive, I think sensitive free word we are going to use for our friends, for somebody else. So it becomes very important. So if your nature, if my nature is accommodative and giving respect to other, I think we can do this kind of exercise is again very important. So, like inclusive environment, cultural, regional, and linguistic sensitivity is essential to creating a welcoming atmosphere. It helps prevent discrimination, foster understanding, and promotes an inclusive culture where everyone feels valued and respected. So, what do? We appreciate, yes, your paper and your presentation was wonderful. If you say to somebody, yes, I enjoy it. So I think it will be encouraging for your friends, for the person to whom you are addressing. So we need to encourage our students, our colleagues, our friends, or everybody in the society. And then I think we will think of the better society, progressive society, and positive society. So here, I think we all know that what is basically given in this, what we call it in this 2020 NEP, technology enabled learning, blended learning, a student ABC, you all know that academic bank of credit, opportunity in a skill enhancement, vocational entrepreneur, self-sustainability. Basically, we need to do this. As I told you that universal learning, UDL, design learning, means universal design learning. It is one of the progressive pedagogy today. Blended learning, you all know that what we call it is called hybrid mode. Now we have reached the level that we are not only going to follow the face-to-face, rather we need to take these cognizance into the online because it has its own, despite all limitations, it has its own merit. What is the merit? If, see, we all are sitting at our own place, but we are exchanging our views, we are exchanging our ideas to each other. We all are saying, and it is very cost effective, it is economical also. We all are sitting and we are exchanging. So we all would have come to your university, means the university to which it is organizing this program. I think lot of expenditure would have incurred. So in order to avoid this expenditure, in a way, we are that institution or India or our society is benefited. That money could be used for other purpose. And a student academic, I think you know that now the system has been made rather more flexible, and I will strongly advise you to go through this report, 2020 NEP report. It is clearly said that now, after passing out this 12, then graduation will be of 4 years. And there's no need to go only for 4 years, then you will be awarded the degree. Rather, after completing 1 year, you can leave it out. You can drop yourself and you will be given the diploma. After completing 2 years, you will be given diploma. And for one degree, I'm sorry, it will be given certificate. And for the completion of 3 years, you will be given degree, bachelor degree. If you complete 4 years, finally, then you will be given a degree with the honors or research, and your master would be reduced to 1 year. Master PG would be reduced to 1 year. So now restructuring has been done, and it is made rather more flexible as compared to rigid. Previously, it was. And finally, so here just I am showing you, see the already I have discussed what is the gross enrollment ratio, what is the diversity, see over here in latest 26.7% gross enrollment ratio. So in terms of male and 27.9 and the both means 27.3, and even they in terms of the category, all these things. So I will share with you. So the whole idea is that how we are going to work again, how to make our policy inclusive so that nobody should left, either rural or the urban or the social category in terms of the female. Nobody should be left out of this policy, so that we can be on the path of better society, progressive society. And see, I think it is the global. You all know that. See, now as already I have discussed with you that 88 in case of that one means United States of America, USA. Just have a look on that. 95. So it's a very good one. And see, in case of our own country, means India, already we have discussed 26%. So this is again very important. Student diversity data. I'm because this is all factual. So I'm not going to discuss what is the PhD and all that. So how we are going to make it rather more balanced? See all. So number has been given here, percentage has been given about certificate, diploma, and then in terms of the male and the female, and social group, gender diversity at all, and geographical diversity again over here. What is the primary, secondary, graduate, and above? So what is the things that needs to be taken? Access to computer, as we are talking a lot about digital India, so here situation is like this. So how basically we are going to talk about knowledge construction means research, and knowledge transmission means teaching, pedagogy, how we are going to do this kind of exercise. All these issues have been discussed in detail. What are the pros and cons? Means knowledge constructions means active learning, critical thinking skill, personalization, long-term retention. And what are the demerit? Time consuming means, and potential gaps in foundation, varied learning outcomes, and resource incentive. So unless until we construct the knowledge, means produce the knowledge, transmission does not arise over here. So learning approach in education. See, in a teacher centric approach, diversity inclusion might require explicit attention and intentional effort to ensure that the material and methods are culturally sensitive and inclusive. And learner-centric approach. Again, already I have discussed which one is better. Learner-centric approach inherently support diversity and inclusion by recognizing and accommodating individual differences, creating an environment where all students can survive. So we, in this globalized era today, we need to go for learner-centric, means how the students will learn. It is the headache, it is the responsibility, full responsibility, moral responsibility, legal responsibility, and all kinds of responsibility of the teachers of this century. So how students are going to be learned? We need to, we cannot say the students are not interested anymore for your class. If they are not interested, it means it will be considered that there is something wrong with me. Means if I am saying, then it means something wrong with my way of teaching and there is something fault with my knowledge base. Then, so how they are going, how best they are going to learn? What I am supposed to do so that they could say that, yes, uh, that teacher is the excellent one. So we need to take this kind of what we call it feeling on the part of the students. So it is the business and the duty of all of us to think in this direction. So teacher centric, we all know that what we basically do. And then what are the features of a student means learner centric method. What we do, if you don't do it, you should do it. Means a student centered, active learning, flexible curriculum, varied assessment methods. Increased engagement, personalization, critical thinking, resource intensive. I think this is all I have said in different ways. So learner centric methods. What are the methods you follow? Just have a these are the checklist. Of course, this is not final. This is not exhaustive. Rather, it is illustrative. Like if I am interested, that a student should understand, should take participation in my deliberation, I need to open the debate. Means, yes, please, Mr. So and so, Miss so and so, you just tell me how you have understood. So, how we are going to engage? If uttering his or her name, yes, Mr. Someone or Miss Someone, tell me please, what have you understood? So, it means you are engaging and they will feel empowered, even attentive also. So that today deliberation and teaching would not be at all one way, like the age of the talk, chalk and talk. What we did in the past, that we wrote everything on the blackboard. Now it is the business of the students to just take it down. Note down कर लो जो भी तुम्हें. And workshop, group work of the workshop, how you are going to engage? So unless until you hold the group workshop meeting, group work meeting, yes, you have just given some sort of paper and then you said that you write it and you show me and just what have you. So you divide your class into 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Tutorial, we did it. And so we need to make it practical exercise, field experience, simulation and virtual labs, flip classroom, problem solve learning and project based learning, cooperative learning. I'm not saying anything new, but my purpose, as it is read NEP sensitization or orientation or sensitization. So we all are becoming sensitive. What we are doing, what we have missed out or we are missing out is become very information procession for diversity and inclusion in a stakeholder engagement, a strategy development, and then implementation planning, continuous improvement. There's always a scope for continuous improvement. And like that, now the NEP must be implemented and that should be also assessed or evaluated to what extent it has been implemented and what are the feedback of the society, more specifically the academia. And then basically, for in order to achieve this, I think government of India, I think policy makers have given some sort of suggestions or the measures suggested by government means UGC or the experts like you. Uh, Earmark suitable government funds for the education of the SEDE means Sustainable Employment Development Goals, set clear targets for higher education for SDGs, enhance gender balance in the admission to the higher education institutions, enhance access by establish more high quality higher education in aspirational districts and a special education zone containing large number of the small establishment development government schemes. So the whole idea is this: how we are going to implement. These are the suggestions, these are the measures that has been suggested. It is clearly written in the national education policy that we are going to follow, and we are going to develop and support high quality higher education institutions that teach in local and Indian languages or bilingually. Already I have discussed with you that we need to take the cognizance of the local language, regional dialects. So if I am speaking to all of you, seeing your knowledge base level, why I am speaking? Because English is considered to be the link language. So diversity is there. Since you know Hindi, you know Marathi, you know English also. Higher education, why I have said that at least a teacher who are the teacher in higher education needs to know at least 2 or 3 languages. You must have heard about 3 language formula. You must have heard. So many times that it has been recommended that yes, we should know Hindi, and we should know the link language. We should also know at least one, because it is said that 21 and 20 languages are there. So it's humanly not possible to know. But at least we can learn 3 languages. So requirement of our nation is to know at least 3 languages, provide more financial assistance to all in this, both public and private, conduct outreach programs on higher education opportunities. I think this is all available. I am not saying anything new. These are the measures, these are the suggestions and the recommendations made in this national education policy by all these experts, and we have been asked to follow. So mitigate opportunity cost and fees for pursuing higher education, provide more financial. So what basically all higher education, unko kya karna hai? What kind of government? And then the other stakeholder is higher education institutions like vice chancellor, principals, all. And then conduct outreach on higher education opportunities and scholarship, make admission process more inclusive. We have made it, but there's a need to do it much more. Make curriculum more inclusive, increase employability potential of higher education programs, develop more degree courses taught in Indian languages and bilingually, ensure all buildings and faculties are wheelchair accessible and disabled friendly, which is not there. I think it has been, instruction has been given by UGC that we need to make it, but you must remember and see even many places. So I know that at the community center, I yesterday visited, this kind of provision is not there. So I intimated to the concerned body, concerned authority that that must be done, so that we can also become all these, develop bridge courses for a student that come from disadvantaged educational background. See the case. I think unless until so there would be some sort of, because those who are coming from the background, I have seen those who I when I was the student in JNU, those scholars who came, those who were educated from the Hindu college, you must be knowing, and then the other hip or rich colleges or elite colleges, Saint Stephen's, and many scholars, many students came from the government, typical government background schools. So their English at that level or even today were not up to, and they were all qualified. Those who had the background, those who came from the St. Stephen's, Hindu College, Ramjas, many more colleges, I'm just giving. So they were qualified for union civil services. Of course, there were some students who came and by the virtue of their very hard work, they also qualified, but not all. So what I mean to, there is always a gap between the two elite or the mass-based school or the college. So what my point is that those who come from that kind of background should be given some sort of orientation, some sort of English language teaching. Let me tell you, if I am interested to learn Tamil, if I am interested to learn Malayalam, if I am interested to learn Telugu, I should be given this opportunity so that I could learn. So at least this sort of provision should be on the part of the mechanism. It should be the part of the mechanism, so that we the teachers, we the students are interested. We could do this kind of exercise. We could learn. So provide socio-emotional and academic support and mentoring for all such students through suitable counseling and mentoring program. Ensure sensitization of faculty, counselor, and students on gender identity issue as its inclusion in all aspects of including curricula. Many times I strictly enforce all non-discrimination and anti-harassment rules. Develop institutional development plans and contain a specific for action encouraging participation, including all but not limited to above items. I think at the end of that, I have given the suggestions given in this expert committee report in this national education policy. I think this is available on the internet, public domain. It has been put. My point of piece of suggestion is that I think every teacher, we including all of us, need to study very, very deeply and very comprehensively, because many points now it has been made very concise. When it was in the draft form, it was running into 400 pages, but now it has been made compressed, compact into 60 or 65 pages only. So now it has been made a little bit complex and a little bit difficult. So we need to study in many times so that we can understand and we will be able to. So how we are going to make our classroom or our university? All the times we say that there is a problem in my university, in my college, that there's no work culture. There's no research culture. There's no academic culture. There's no teaching culture. We often say, so environment is lacking. So who will create this kind of atmosphere? Like it has been, I think here I am saying that for research and for pedagogy, for many things, I think like faculty induction program, many programs have been discussed and there is a provision. And there is also provision which is given to your college, a university, that we need to go abroad. We need to go within the country for attending conferences, for workshop, for seminar. And why it is done? So that we can energize ourselves, we can sensitize ourselves, we can motivate ourselves for better transmission of knowledge, transaction of knowledge, or communication of knowledge. Because if we go to any seminar, we invite, we are exposed to many new perspective, new understanding, new dimensions. So what my point of again discussion or argument over here is that you hold that seminar, you go to attend the seminar, you organize the seminar, you develop the academic network, then research will be possible. I think the time has come. I think research is going to be discussed. How research is important for bringing the development in our, and where we are lacking, where we have been left behind, and Indian knowledge system, and then other activities like leadership, academic leadership, governance and management. How this theme is important, and many more like this. I think it is going to a multidisciplinary, holistic and multidisciplinary discussion. Yeah, education and higher education system is going to be discussed. I don't know whether so far it has been discussed or not, but it will be discussed. So 8 themes are going to be covered by different eminent scholars. I am sure that you all are going to be benefited enormously. So I should not speak much, rather than I should now a state way. So now I'm a little bit satisfied in the sense that now this PPT has worked. So I tried my level best to discuss with you, to deliberate upon all of you, and to sensitize you rather, how we can work better, how effective class we can organize. And since we are the best in the sense that we have joined the best profession in the world, which is considered by society. So let us take the place that we will definitely contribute immensely for the progress, for the development, for bringing peace, stability, and happiness in the times to come, or how we can make our country proud by contributing our knowledge, or generating our knowledge, or transmitting our knowledge to the coming generations. So thank you once again. I should stop here to discuss with you, and now it's your time to ask questions, to put questions, or to raise your own valuable comments, and observation will be welcome. So I'm so sorry that we have had some disturbance, and some time was wasted while putting this video. So still time is there. Time, I think there's no any lecture. I know that there's no lecture. So
Yes,
five,
sir.
10, you can stay here. But
Yes.
unless until you put your question, I think at least I will not feel encouraged. So for encouraging me and feeling encouraged with the active participation, questions become very important. Your comments,
Thank
observations.
you, sir. Thank you so much for such a wonderful and insightful session you have delivered and conducted today. Now, participants, the forum is open for the discussion. If you has any queries or the question, you can directly put or directly ask to sir. Please.
Yes, yes, please feel free.
Yes, Suryavanshi sir, is there any questions?
Sir, good evening.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir. Suryavanshi sir, your voice is not clear.
Our approach should be learner centered, but we are speaking
Sir, your voice is not proper, sir.
so much.
Suryavanshi sir, your voice is not proper. We are not getting your voice.
Yes, please. I am just putting my video of this.
Sir, I think there is some network issue from Suryavanshi sir side.
ओके, सो और किसी को अगर कुछ पूछना हो तो बताएं, हम कोशिश करेंगे जवाब देने का. और इफ एनीबॉडी इज विलिंग टू, कुछ भी, इफ एनीथिंग हैज एनीथिंग इन देयर माइंड. आई हैव थॉरोली एंजॉयड. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा of your active participation. So here still 60 friends are still online, means they are still
Sir,
connected.
one question or one comment is our in our chat box, that is addressing cognitive diversity is a challenging task in a class of 100 students in a college. Please suggest the measures.
बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. Let me try to answer. You know that I think there is a study done by many scholars in this area, and it has been finalized, and we all know that one at a time, a teacher or effective teaching can only be possible if the size of the class would be in the range of 25 to 30, at most 40. So ये बिल्कुल ही decided है. If we, I think I'm not talking of the online, I'm talking the typical or traditional kind of class. I think if we construct the room, uska bhi yahi hota. If the size of the class would be like, and let me tell you, if increase the number of the class, as you are pointing out, that if the number would be 100 or plus 100, I think you, in that case, it's really a very, very difficult task for a teacher like all of us to manage, because it becomes, once the number goes beyond 40 or 50, here psychology works. What actually it happens that, it becomes the crowd, or the behavior of the crowd is difficult, one to one, eye to eye contact, which is very essential part of pedagogy. You cannot remember 100 students name one at a time. So what I was telling you that, if the number is 30, I think yes, you can call the, yes, Mr. Pankaj, you tell me this and how you have understood this thing. Mr. Someone, Miss Someone, if you address someone by the name, I think engagement with the debate, discussion, or in the deliberation becomes very intensive and very forceful, very profound, strong, let me tell you, very powerful, very strong. But if the 100 students will also will not get interested, will not make themselves self-engaged in the 100, because it becomes crowd in the sense that they understand that, oh, okay, yeah, that much, if I am not going to listen, the sir or madam hardly bothers and she will not understand. So this psychology works. So it's a really a challenge, and nobody will suggest. Of course, this kind of situation has emerged that we need to. I just I saw that even sometimes we address, we teach the number of 500 students one at a time. So I think we need to look into it, and the number should be reduced if we are really wanting to make the effective teaching. I think we need to overall see the situation. I think I don't know, when I was discussing the other theme like research and development. So in that, I discussed with the participants and the colleagues that issues of inadequacies means extremely pathetic and poor infrastructure which are available to our own academic institutions. So not only the shortage, crunch of the faculty means, if sanction position is 10 in your department, and someone got retired last year, before last year, and this year, so there's no replacement. So in some of the university, premier institutions, some of your college would finding it difficult to run. Many principal finds it difficult to run the class, in the sense that if the number in a particular department was 20, now it has been reduced to 10 or 5 like this, and some guest faculty would have been taken. So this is hampering the quality. So we will not be able to enhance the quality in that situation. What we can do it, I think it's a great challenge, and that challenges can be only met out if we reduce the number, if we employ, if because sanction position is there, and there is a structural issue. So vicious circle has been created. So if you go deeply into, then you will not understand. I will not understand. So unless until all stakeholders, because this is our nation, this is our society, this is our country, we need to improve. So here is a rays of hope, means this kind of, if you see this national education policy, it has never been said that yes, you continue with 100 or 200 students. It has never been written. If you see this thing, I think it has been badly criticized. Like one thing I will, many colleges have been associated. I think in your state, in Maharashtra, I don't know, I'm forgetting its name. I think Pune University is has the affiliation of more than 500 colleges, some other university in our. If any university is managing the affairs of 500 university, do you think that the vice chancellor will spare time? Because so many issues are there. So she will not be able to address the challenges. Other many challenges are there. Even he will not be able to sign all the certificate, and many issues are there. Even he will not be able to meet 500 principles. So what I mean, now it has been categorically said that in the phased manner, this affiliation or the issue of affiliation will be phased out. So what I mean to say that we as a teacher must write, must make a research, and it is already done that. Along with your principal, along with someone, I think we will not be able. What is the function of a teacher? Function, as I told you, function of the teacher is to highlight the issue and give the possible solutions. And along with both, I think your points we will be suggested to the apt body or to the policy making body or the policy maker, so that this issue could be resolved, because this is our common issue, holistic issue, and India's issue, our nation issue. We need to meet all these challenges. Then we will be able to, I think, curtail down, or what we can cut short these kind of things. Then we will be able to improve over here. So nobody will say that you can continue and we should continue with 100 plus students. If you continue, it can be only at the cost of the compromising with the quality. I think you will not be able to, you will not be able to do other works. So, and if you are going to, your class will never be made effective. If you are going to, and if you are going to see this case, I know that, let me also tell you that here 50, it is showing 57. But I am sure, because I have been dealing this exercise, this kind of exercise for more than 24, 25 years. So I know that even sometimes I have done. Let me tell you very honestly and frankly, if you go to your class and some of your friend all of a sudden comes to meet you, you cannot meet him or her. You will definitely ask with someone that ask him or her to wait for you. But if this kind of program is going on, what do you do and what do I do or someone will do? Just we put our video off, we do it on audio off, and we start chatting with our friends. And here, so I'm not saying this only to this particular group. I think this is very much possible. That's why I have said that in my case, in your case, in someone case, this is happening. Means it cannot be effective. So it is the demerit of this kind of things, and effective teaching, effective deliberation, and better deliberation could be only possible with the help of face-to-face. And of course, I'm just saying I'm showing the merit of this kind of exercise. If some scholar is sitting anywhere in the globe, or United States of America, or tell me in Japan or somewhere else, I think it becomes difficult. You cannot pull him here and pull her. So in that case, online is the better option. So what I mean to say, and even government has agreed that yes, let us go by blended learning, means everywhere. See what is happening in my university, it could be in your university. Even the people who are sitting in the same department, they are following for AC meeting or other faculty meeting online. What is the point? If I am sitting in my department in the same university, I think that should be conducted face to face, and that should be there. So what I mean to say that we need to use our wisdom. So is the case with this. I think this kind of situation is not going to continue forever. So it would be a temporary phase in the sense that you are addressing this challenge, you are facing this challenge to address 100 students. So that should be taken into account and that should be reduced. Then in order to improve the quality of transaction or the classroom or the class or the making the class effective, I think it would be 40 or 50 at most. Otherwise, it will become the mockery. Mockery in the sense that you are not going to make your visible impact on the psychology, on the mind of the student. So we need to, this should be considered as exception. And of course, whatever you could do, like as already I have given, there is some emergency in the sense that if you wish to call somebody from the Europe or elsewhere, I think online mode is better one. Make it cost effective and saving the time also. So this is all important. So we need to decide taking the situation into the consideration. Now, I think in your university, in your college, I think now face-to-face has begun everywhere, but something are going on like this. I think a lot of time is required to come at one place. So now we are taking the benefit of this online, because digital, we can reach it out and we can enhance the gross enrollment ratio by following different. See the case of the open learning, distance and open learning. They are also contributing. They are also educating the Indian people or Indian students. And their enrollment in that open university and distance mode universities are also very used. So this is all.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking my question. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any other questions or the queries? Sir, I think there is no questions or the queries. So if you could permit, shall we conclude, sir, this session?
Yeah. I think already I have taken some of your precious time. We have exceeded the limit, but I thought that I should also take up some of the questions. Thank you once again for everybody, everyone, for so much patient hearing. I'm sure that I have tried my level best to come up to your expectation. Now it's your um, time to assess me or to put me in the dark. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, everybody. So I wish you all the very best for your future endeavor, professional endeavor. Do so well and get promoted also, and do something for the betterment of our own society, for our own nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, I here to extend my sincere gratitude and heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks to Professor Rahman sir for enlightening us on such a complex topic or a complex session and in a very simplest way. Sir, your presentation and the way of delivering was very excellent. And experience matters, sir. Really, experience matters because this is a real concept. And in the countries like India, where on the 25 kilometers or the 50 kilometers, there are changing the languages, there are changing the regions, there are changing the even though food we have consume in that such kind of country, inclusivity is very important, and without inclusivity we definitely will not grow or economic our development, whatever may be the our developed country, cannot be made the developed country without the inclusivity. And we the teacher have the responsibility and we have the driven forces behind that, sir. So really, sir, we will definitely inculcate our today's session and whatever may be the input from the today's session in our daily teaching learning, because our university has also a more than 400 colleges in affiliation, sir. And we are really belong to some backward region, because some of the districts we are our students are coming from the rural areas, sir, most of the possible, and these things are really we are really thankful to you, sir, for because we are assured to you these things or whatever maybe the suggestions you have given today. We are really inculcate in our values, in our education system, and definitely that will be benefited and fruitful for our student and in our regional students as well as in our institution also. Sir, again I express my heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks for today's wonderful session, and with the permission of Professor Rahman sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. And now I'm leaving. So we will stay in touch. So we belong to the academic fraternity.
Yes,
So
sir. Sir, if you could permit, sir, if you could permit, can I share your contact details with our participants?
yes, yes, why not? Why not? I think I'm very happy. I'm extremely delighted. So can I write it or
Yeah, sir. I will share in my WhatsApp group, sir. We have created a WhatsApp group for
please,
communication. I
please,
will definitely share, sir.
please, please. Thank you so much. So we'll stay in touch. If you come to Delhi, see me. Just telling me this batch, that is good enough. So I will be very happy if anybody comes to Delhi. So see me, please. Thank you so much. Chaliye,
Thank you, sir.
namaskar.
Thank you. And
Namaskar.
participants, we will stop here, and there will be some instruction that will be all put in our WhatsApp group for tomorrow's, because tomorrow's there is no session. There will be some assessment. So I will put in our WhatsApp group. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.